My name is Annabel and I'm part of Screen31. So there were three kind of ways that I heard about Gulbenkian. One of the ways was that there was a stall at my school when I was in year 8 and they were handing out flyers and giving us information about Art31 as a whole. And I heard about it then but never really followed it up. And it was really when I received an email forwarded to me from my best friend about a new film group that was starting up, and we chased that up and ended up part of Screen31 really. Yeah, and I had friends who were part of the youth theatre at the Gulbenkian who did drama, and so I went to the Gulbenkian to watch them in performances sometimes as well. So I'd been to the place before. So Screen31 is basically an open space for young people to participate in filmmaking, editing, that kind of thing. So we do interviews, we do promotional videos, we do documentaries, short films, and it's really for us to learn and connect with each other. The best thing about being part of Screen31 is probably seeing the final product at the end of a project. It's really difficult to actually finish a project, and there's so many unfinished ones on the Screen31 laptop. But when they are finished and when you go to the premiere screening of them and you see the audience's reaction and you go up on stage and introduce it and everyone gives you nice feedback at the end, that's really rewarding. The first film that we properly finished as a group was called The Fault in Our Printer, and it was basically the love story between an office man and a printer. And I was mainly part of sound for that, and I wasn't present for a lot of the editing, but when it was premiered at Uprising, I was sat there with a lot of my friends and everyone was laughing along because it was a comedy short film. That's really hard to get right. It's really hard to nail comedy. So when everyone was laughing, it just felt like we'd actually done something because we hadn't done anything before then. Screen31 was really young at that point. Rand and Omar's film was really difficult to nail throughout the process because it was so sensitive and because they weren't there the whole time. We had the first session where we actually interviewed them, we met them, we got a sense of who they were and their story of coming from Syria. But without them there, it was really difficult to portray visually because we didn't have visuals of them to speak. We just had the audio. We had to produce visuals of really sensitive things like their school being bombed and their father being kidnapped. And that was really challenging. But I think we did it quite tastefully in the end because Rand and Omar were very happy and their mum was happy too. I think she cried a little bit when she saw it for the first time. And it was really so nerve-wracking when it was first screened, when Rand was sitting next to me and her headmaster, her mum, her friends were all in the audience. And me and Rand went up on stage and introduced it. And everyone seemed to really like it, I think. At the end, I got a lot of compliments and Rand liked it. And that was the most important thing to me, the fact that Rand and Omar themselves thought that it had done their story justice. And obviously the setting it was presented in with the Kent Refugee Action Network and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it was really moving actually to be such a leading part of that as the director of that film. No, actually, I had directed before then a promotional video for Screen31. So we made our own promo video. We thought we're a filmmaking group, we need to make our own promotional video. And I directed that and I was one of the main editors. I pretty much edited the whole thing. And that was really enjoyable. It was me learning how to do it, I think, and having Chris help me a lot was so beneficial. To have a professional documentary maker help me with a documentary was so valuable. And I learnt from that how to be a good director. And then I was chosen for the next film as the director. I didn't put myself forward, it kind of just naturally happened. Like, Annabel, you be the director. But I didn't do it alone. I was kind of the main director, and then we had a creative director, which was a girl called Tanisha, and she did absolutely wonderfully too, because the film had so many elements, the Rand and Omar film had so many elements that Tanisha took such a prominent role in that too, and she did really well as well, and we worked together as a team, and it came out to be a really good film, I think. I came to Screen31 without any skills about filmmaking or editing or anything like that, and I went in and I immediately was drawn to audio and audio recording, audio editing. And I really liked it because I could just put my headphones on, be by myself in my zone, I could just edit the audio, and I really liked that part of it, and I learnt a lot of very practical skills doing that. But then as time went on at Screen31, I kind of emerged as a natural director for a few projects, and that required from me a really different skill set, which Screen31 also helped me nurture, as well as audio. Things like communication and delegation and teamwork, and those two different skill sets were both nurtured in me through Screen31. I'm still part of Gulbenkian and Screen31, and I'm slowly getting slightly more and more involved. I've written an article now, and I've directed 2 projects for Screen31, and it's an opportunity that I think a lot of people might overlook because they don't know truly what it's about. For me, it's all about friendship and community and connections, because that has built up hugely over my time at Screen31, and I've got to know people in Art31 and Media31, Tech31, and when we put on slightly larger things, you get to know those people who are doing the lights, who are doing the filming, who are doing the presenting, and it's really that community that makes Gulbenkian so special, and that makes me think that more people should take that opportunity because it's right there. The fact that Screen31 and things like it are there at the Gulbenkian is so valuable when you don't follow the arts in other areas of your life, because at school, when you narrow down in A-levels or whatever higher education people do, you tend to skip out the arts and focus on other things. So I do philosophy and maths and things like that, and it's nice to have somewhere where I can still be part of the creative world, and that part of me, that I can still express that even if I don't have that opportunity within my narrow education. Yeah, it gives me a wider education where I can keep the arts in there.